take questions for Thiago.
How has the team's focus been this week amidst all the negative news?
¿Cómo va el enfoque del equipo esta semana con las noticias?
Bien, tratamos de que no le afecte mucho al equipo, de estar tranquilo y estamos pensando en el fin de semana.
Good. I think we're not letting it affect the team very much. I think we're just all trying to keep working and focus on the weekend.
How were y'all told about Joseph's suspension? Was it a team meeting or how did you find out?
¿Y cómo se enteró el equipo de que Joseph le habían suspendido?
Nos enteramos miércoles, ayer.
Yesterday. We found out Wednesday.
Do you have any thoughts on the suspension?
¿Tienes pensamientos sobre la suspensión?
No, creo que a mí como compañero nos toca apoyar a los jugadores, pero nada, estamos tratando de pensar en el partido del sábado, que es lo que estamos enfocados y queremos ganar.
No, just as teammates, we're always here to support guys on the team, but we're all focused fully on the weekend and getting ready for this game.
Have you talked to Joseph?
¿Has hablado con Joseph?
No. Sí, hablamos en el grupo que tenemos, pero en general.
No, just talking amongst the group, but just in general.
Thiago, ¿y la frustración que demostró Joseph es un reflejo de la actualidad del equipo o es simplemente un jugador muy competitivo que perdió la cabeza en un momento? ¿Cómo lo describimos?
If he thinks Joseph's actions speak to the frustration of the group, or if it's just one player losing his cool in the moment.
No, creo que es la calentura del partido, ¿no? Y también de los resultados que no se nos están dando, pero bueno, acá lo importante es que el equipo esté junto, que estemos todos unidos y que tratemos de cambiar el resultado y dar vuelta a la imagen.
I think it happens in the heat of the game and also the frustration that we haven't been getting results lately, but I think the important thing is that the whole team is united. We're all together and focused, trying to get the results that we want.
Thiago, una pregunta, ¿cómo ves? Bien. Más allá de la sanción y demás, terminan sancionando al capitán del equipo, ¿no? al referente por una actitud que según el comunicado va contra las normas del equipo. ¿Él les pidió disculpas después por lo que hizo?
Sí, él a nosotros nos pidió disculpas, así que nada, eso nos dejó tranquilo y lo apoyamos a él.
¿Cómo toman ustedes que el capitán de su equipo esté sancionado?
He asked first if Joseph had apologized for what he did, and he said, yeah, he did apologize to the group afterwards. And he asked now if, just what he feels about the team captain being suspended.
No, es un golpe, ¿no? Que aparte con la jerarquía de jugador que es, venía entrando haciendo goles, que necesitamos, a él como a todos. Pero bueno, ahora estamos tratando de pensar en el finde, estamos analizando al rival y bueno, tenemos que pensar en el partido.
Well, it's a blow. We're trying to get results right now. We need the support of everybody. But I think the important thing is we've just got to continue to do what we can and focus on getting the results.
Did you witness the altercation with Joseph and Pineda, and what was your reaction to it when you saw it?
Sí, viste lo que pasó después del partido con Joseph y Gonzalo, y cuál fue tu reacción.
No, lo que pasó queda dentro del vestuario con nosotros, así que nunca lo compartí. Son códigos de vestuario y del fútbol.
No, what happens in the locker room is it's always going to stay in the locker room. It's a soccer code, so I'm not going to share anything that happened.
Had you ever seen Joseph like that at all before? At all kind of react that way after a win or a loss?
Si alguna vez has visto a Joseph reaccionar así después de una derrota o algo.
Sí, creo que todos los jugadores, ¿no? A nadie le gusta perder, así que no lo veo como muy fuera de lo normal.
I think it happens to all players because nobody likes to lose, so I don't see it as that abnormal.
With everything that's happened this season, does it feel like the season has just kind of slipped out of y'all's control?
Dice con todo lo que ha pasado este año, si si ustedes creen que la temporada está como escapando.
No, creo que todavía tenemos chance. Nosotros tenemos que pensar y mentalizarlo en ganar estos 4 o 5 partidos que nos quedan para tratar de clasificar a los playoffs.
No, I think we still have a chance. So we've got 4 or 5 games left. We've got to try to win every game and try to make the playoffs.
Thiago, aparte de todo, ¿no? Te convocan a la selección de Argentina. No solo es la selección nacional la primera, pero es un candidato para ganar la Copa del Mundo. ¿Cómo te sentís? O sea, ¿cómo te llegó esa noticia? Aparte de todo lo que está pasando en el club, llegas a la selección mayor.
Just about him personally being called up to the Argentine national team and then being a candidate to win the World Cup and just how he feels about the call-up.
Bien, una alegría enorme para mí y mi familia, un orgullo. Es el sueño de todo chico que nace con jugar a la pelota y nada, ahora a pensar en el partido del sábado, después nos queda Orlando y después Filadelfia, ahí creo que voy a la selección. Así que primero quiero mentalizarme en ganar estos partidos y después ya cambiar el chip.
Scaloni te llama.
It's a huge joy to it's an honor for me and my family to be called up to the national team. It's every kid's dream to get to represent their country. So very excited about it. Right now my mind is focused on the next couple games against Orlando and Philadelphia, and then after that my mentality will shift to the national team.
Do you think you'll see Joseph back here on Monday?
Si crees que vas a ver a Joseph en el entrenamiento del lunes.
Sí, creo que sí, todo bueno, estamos operando, así que espero que sí.
Yes, I think so. We're expecting him.
Thiago,
Go ahead.
¿te esperabas que te convocaran en este momento para la selección? Más allá de la alegría.
Was he expecting to get called up?
La verdad que mucho no, pero bueno, fue un poco así inesperado, pero bueno, bienvenido sea.
It was a little unexpected, but it came, and I'm very welcome for that.
¿Quién te llamó? ¿Cómo te llega esa convocatoria?
Me escribieron cuando jugábamos contra Portland en la mañana. Un dirigente me habló que estaba convocado, así que nada, muy contento.
¿No has hablado con Scaloni todavía?
No, todavía no.
Okay.
No.
One of the directors messaged me when we were in Portland that I had been called up, so that's how I found out. But I haven't spoken with Scaloni yet. Got time for 1 or 2 more if anyone's got it.
Like a Twitter message or an email or a text or?
Un texto, un correo, ¿cómo fue?
No, el correo se lo mandaron al club, así que y ahí el club me lo mandó a mí. Pero fue por mensaje de WhatsApp.
Well, the national team sends an email notifying the club, but this was a text message to me.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, everyone. Thanks, Thiago.
Thank you.
Questions for Andrew?
Were you surprised that Joseph was suspended for a week?
Yeah, that's a situation for me that I just want to leave with the club and Gonzo and everyone. So yeah, I don't really have much to say about that. I know that's kind of half the reason why everyone's here, but for me, I don't have really much to say.
How's the focus of the team after the Robinson news, the Joseph news, the lack of results?
Yeah, I think the focus has been pretty good. The biggest thing for us is we're still in it. I think we're 5 points out of playoffs. So we have 5 games left, and we're still in it to make a playoff push. So for us, we're just focusing on Toronto and getting 3 points and kind of hoping just to get on a run and go into playoffs on a real high.
I got to ask you one more about Joseph. I'm sorry. Did it feel like this was coming?
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't have anything really to say about that. Again, it's kind of like a cliche comment, but for me, that's something that between him and the club, and I'm kind of here just to play soccer and hope the team win, especially against Toronto.
Andrew, you have in the past, though, post-game spoken very highly of Joseph. It's like he's a guy that if you find him, he could score. Not having him for this crucial game, does that change the way you attack? What is it like not having a captain and a profile player like him in the game?
Yeah, I mean, regardless of whatever's going on, Joseph's a top player in this league, so it's definitely going to be different. But we have a lot of attacking options. Luis, Dom, Ronaldo, Thiago, Marcelino. We have a lot of guys that can score in different ways. So yeah, it'll definitely change a little bit, but I don't think it's going to change in a way where it's like we can't score goals. I still think we're going to create a lot of chances on Saturday, and we're still going to produce some goals.
You didn't mention yourself as an attacking option.
Yeah, maybe I'll score again. you know, sometimes like when I score as a defender, people start to like expect it. Like, you know, the Seattle goal I scored, and then the next 3 times I've shot it, I've like shanked it completely wide and stuff. So it doesn't happen often.
You got to work on your celebration. This happens.
Yeah.
You are getting forward in that role, though. How would you kind of describe the role that you're playing right now?
Yeah. You know, obviously I'm a defender first, and you know I'm making sure I'm solid in the back. But you know, Gonzo and I have spoken a lot about he does want me to attack late. He does want me to exploit those spaces that you know maybe defenders don't think about. Like you know, when I feel like when Luis or Thiago or any of these guys that are very dangerous in attack have the ball, defenders kind of just zone in on them, and then there's areas on the field that are wide open, and that's kind of where I'm trying to fill in the gaps. And you know, a couple of times I'm getting lucky and scoring a goal.
What's the danger of getting forward against this Toronto team that's scoring a ton of goals the past few games?
Their attack is amazing. I mean, you know, they brought in a couple players, and it's completely changed the dynamic of their attack. So for me, you know, obviously I want to make sure that they don't get any chances, don't get any space going forward. But at the same time, if I can get forward and make them defend, then you know, it kind of tires them out as well. So it's kind of like a cat and mouse game, but you know, I'm definitely up for the challenge.
Has Bocanegra spoken to y'all about the news this week?
He is not. No.
You've mentioned just a few minutes ago about playoff chase and not being completely out of it. I know it's been a rough couple of weeks and some negative news this week, but what gives you guys the confidence that you'll have to go out there and accomplish what you still want to the rest of the season?
Yeah, I think you know the biggest thing for us is we're back home this weekend. We're playing a good Toronto team, but we're playing in front of our home fans. We're playing on our home pitch, and you know I've kind of said it all season. We play, you know, whether it's good or bad, we play 10-20% you know better and faster when we're at home. So you know if we can go out there this weekend and get a big result, then it kind of gives us the confidence to go into these next few games thinking like, all right, we can do this. We just got to maintain this level.
Is it unusual for you to see one of the star players kind of having an issue with the team? I mean, have you been a part of teams where it's happened before? Is it kind of normal that you see this every now and then, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's pro sports, so things like this happen. You know, but it's just something that we all just kind of deal with and we move on. And like I said, that's you know us as players, we're focused on soccer and getting results. We're not focused on you know what the club and the coach is dealing with. So that's kind of my mentality on that.
How did y'all find out that he's suspended for a week?
Yesterday morning, we had a team meeting, and yeah, we just discussed it, and yeah.
Scheduled team meeting, or was this an unscheduled team meeting?
I don't know. Just Gonzo brought us in, and that was it. Yeah.
Andrew, I mean, with the focus that you need in order to make a last-ditch playoff run, I mean, how many more blows can this team take? The players, in the injuries, everything else, and now Joseph being out, how many more blows can this team take without it finally affecting you guys?
Yeah, I mean, you know that's an interesting question. I think for me, it's just this is our job, right? This is our professionalism, and for me, it's the mentality of you have to stay focused and you have to know, or you have to do what you are basically paid to do week in and week out, regardless of what happens within the facility, outside the facility. So for me, I look at it as like, yeah, it's a difficult situation for the club and for the team, but that doesn't affect how the players should perform on Saturday, because no matter who out there, whoever is playing in the game, you should be giving 110%, and you should be giving it your all, because that's what you're brought here to do.
Do you think teams can grow from kind of the low points and kind of get stronger, or can it also break them if they're not together?
Yeah, I think it can go one of two ways. It's just how the team deals with it. Do we come together and do we grow from it, or like you said, does it break us? I think for us, it's gonna make us closer. I think it's gonna create a little bit more of a bond with us, and hopefully we can use that to get a result on Saturday.
What's the key for not to break you guys apart? Is it from the head coach down? Is it from the leader? Is it...
I think it's just one, internally, like the last question, just focusing on that you're here to play soccer and that's your job, and the next thing is just communication with a lot of the guys, and if they want to talk about it internally, they talk about it. If you don't, then you don't. But for me, the biggest thing is, regardless of any situation that's happened, we're here to play soccer, and we're here to get results. We're not here to comment on this kind of stuff. That's not our job.
All right, take one more.
Thiago said that the players have talked about this a little bit. Has Brad or Ozzy gotten y'all together and just kind of try to give you a pep talk, or this is how to handle this kind of a thing?
Yeah, we've had talks internally. For me, that's something that I want to keep internally with the team. I don't think it's fair to anyone to say what we've been talking about.
Okay. All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
Did you make the decision to suspend Joseph, or was that a decision made by Carlos?
Yeah, well, I think it's the club. It's obviously we all take that decision. Carlos, Steve, me, we talk about it, and obviously full support from the club.
Because it happened on Sunday, the alleged incident, and then the decision was made on what day then?
We were talking about different options and things on Monday. Tuesday is where we finalized the detail of the action.
Did you want to suspend him longer?
I will keep it that in private.
Do you expect you're going to see him back with the club on Monday?
Yeah, that's the expectation. I was very clear with him that he's welcome back on Monday. Actually, it's just he's understanding that he's valuable for all of us here. He's a great player, and I want him back. It's just a matter of what is more important, the culture of, or scoring goals. And for me, it's the culture. I pick culture over anything.
Thiago said he apologized to the team. Did he apologize to you?
Not yet.
Okay. And how was it communicated to him that he was suspended?
Me, personally.
Face to face?
No.
Phone call?
Yes.
And what was his reaction?
I don't know the reaction. It's just he said he's okay. That's it.
Gonzalo, both you and Joseph have been really public about your relationship being great, right? Where do you think it went south in that sense?
In my opinion, Felipe, our relationship is still good. I don't think it's a matter of him against me. I don't think that was the issue. The issue is he had another bad behavior, not towards me. It wasn't that. It was more about the disrespect to, the club in general, and that's why we had to take action this time, right? So, in my opinion, we still have a good relationship, and I can easily talk to him again, and I have nothing against him at all.
When you say another bad behavior, how many bad behaviors had there been previously, and had he been warned?
Well, I try to manage in certain ways previous things. I won't go into the details, obviously, on that, but yeah, there have been multiple cases with him or situations with him where, again, and probably that's why we have a good relationship, because always I've been honest with him, and I always talk to him about it, always try to, reason with him, and this time we felt it was the right time to take action.
So he'd been warned that again, and we're gonna have to take some sort of action.
I don't go like that. I'm not a dictator. I don't go people warning, hey, if you do this again, I'm gonna punish you. I'm not a punisher here. I'm not that type of guy, that type of leader that needs to justify my leader position. I'm not like that. I don't go there to players say, if you behave like this, you're gonna. No, it's for me, reason with players and try to understand that we all want to live in a good culture here. We want all to respect each other here. We want all to have good behaviors. We all can be upset at things, for sure, because it's life, because we live by winning and losing. But the reaction that we have has to be in a respectful manner to everyone here.
Way back after the Austin loss, I'm sorry for the one more. You talked about there were a lot of little things that had been let go or ignored. Was Joseph's behavior among those little things?
I don't remember exactly the timing of that one, but certainly there might be some that are on the field, some off the field, not just him in particular, but obviously it was part, I think, from that narrative. Yes.
Okay.
I think a lot of reaction to this as well, Joseph Martinez is a problem. Would you describe him that way? Do you think that's accurate?
I'm sorry, I couldn't understand the first part.
The reaction to this story is, well, Joseph Martinez must be a problem for the team and the culture. Is that accurate?
I wouldn't call anyone a problem. For me, they're all human beings. We are all human beings. We all have good sides and not so good sides. The good sides of Joseph are massive. He's a great person, no doubts about it. I think he has a great heart, but as anyone else, we all make mistakes, and mistakes when it is towards people here, towards the culture, have to have an action, right? But I don't call anyone here a problem. I call anyone good players, good people that we all try to learn how to coexist in this system.
Did you notice more of a
Go ahead. No, please.
Did you notice more of a change with Joseph when he wasn't starting as much? Like, maybe like that way with confidence or ego or anything like that?
No, not at all. I spoke to him about that role directly. That was face to face twice, and we talked about that directly. I let him know what I expect from him. He was okay with it, and I didn't see any change or this is the reason why he had this behavior. I don't think it's the case.
Has his behaviors, these incidents, made your job more difficult and negatively affected the team and its ability to get results?
Well, no, my job is not more difficult because of him at all. Again, I love all my players, and for me, being a coach, my responsibility is trying to bring the best out of everyone, and that includes on and off the field. So that's what I'm trying to do here, trying to make sure that everyone behaves good on and off the field, and that's my job, whether that's harder at times or easier at times. When you are a Supporters Shield contender, it's very easy to be a good teammate, a good coach, a good person. It's very easy. It's very simple, guys. I've been there. So in the difficult times when you are losing is where you have to find who's truly committed to the cause, who's truly a good leader, who's truly a good teammate, who's truly a good guy for the locker room. Whether it's a coach, a staff, player, and this is what we have to find out of this situation.
So you told Joseph on Wednesday, is that right? You
Sorry?
told Joseph on Wednesday?
No.
Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Okay. Miles, is he going to be suspended?
No comment on that, first of all, because there are some things going on there, but I have no comments on Miles yet. I talked to him, obviously. What I can share about that situation is that I support my player always. And for what I heard, you know, I'm happy to support my player. Very happy to support my player in this situation.
Has the club spoken with the police department?
Those details, I don't know if I can share that
Okay.
information. What I can tell you is the club supports Miles. Me as a coach and my coaching staff, we all support Miles, and yeah, that's all I can say about it.
Gonzalo, is having a physical altercation with a player, is that a low point for you as a head coach, do you believe?
I never had a physical altercation with him.
It did not happen?
I never had a physical altercation with him.
Did y'all get face to face though?
No, never. I will never be there. The day I fight someone, I don't know what I'm going to do. Like, no, I never had a physical altercation with Joseph. We were arguing, yes. We have having a discussion, yes. But we were always 2-3 yards away from each other. Never have a physical altercation. I don't know where that come from, but that's a lie.
Is this situation do you consider this a low point or one that you guys can grow from?
I don't consider it just a point. It's part of life, part of coaching. I mean, it's part of who we are. If you think I haven't faced this in my previous experience as a player, I've been in this since I was 5, guys. I've been in locker room since I was 5. I've been professional since I was 17, 16. I've been in locker room with foreign players, with big players, with big coaches. I've been exposed to this type of situations my whole life. This is not new for me, so it's not low or high or this. Yes, winning a trophy is a high point, but it's another point in part of life. It's higher and lows, and it's another one. It's learning process too, and that's it.
Do you
How
think
do you-
it will take one game like Toronto's game to really see who will step up at kind of this, not low point, but challenging point within the team?
Yeah,
Or is it over time that it takes?
I know everyone will step up. I think everyone is committed. I think, and what I expect is Joseph is committed too. You know, he's welcome back on Monday, and if he accepts that role, like, he's welcome back. Like, it's part of the team. I expect everyone to be committed to the main thing, which is Toronto's game, right? And facing a very good coach with very good new signings, and it's going to be a difficult game, and we need to focus on that.
When you say accept that role, like the role that he's not the starter, like accept the role when he comes back, or?
His role as a leader, his role as a big player for Atlanta United, and I expect him to accept that role. Yeah, that's what I expect.
How concerned are you just with your players emotionally? Everything that they're going through throughout the year, now here's another incident where they lose a top player. Is there concern considering the challenges and the games that you guys are facing in the next few weeks?
Well, after talking to them individually in groups and that, I think they are focused. They are focused for the next game. So there's been multiple things that have happened this year. So this is just one more probably, but we have faced enormous challenges throughout the season, and we're still here with possibilities to make playoffs, and we will try to fight until the end for that. And I think if something, I can tell you I'm very proud of the fight at the end of the games, even though when things are not going well, they always fight, they always come back. I think we're third for more goals in the last minutes of the games. I think we're third or something like that. I heard that stat the other day. That makes me very proud of the team because, again, they never quit, they never surrendered. So I have no doubts about that.
Do you want Joseph back here next season? I mean, his future is now going to be discussed. What's the status?
Well, I still don't think that anyone in the club is thinking about next year. I think Almada is not at my level. We're still not thinking on those terms. We're thinking on making playoffs, on the game on Saturday against Toronto, and that's all is in my mind at this moment.
Knowing you need goals and you need wins, was there any consideration to suspending Joseph after the season? Something like that? I mean, because, y'all, the challenge is immense for y'all to make the playoffs.
Yeah, it depends. I think when you have clear your vision of what you want to create here, it's easier here. So it is a matter of what is the message to the players, to the fans, what is the message to the academies. I was in the academy dinner the other day, and we were telling the kids values that we like: humility, teamwork, and commitment. And if I value more the goals than the culture, what is the message to those kids that we all spoke in front of them? I don't know. So what is the message for the rest of us? Not just players, kids, fans, staff. We all need to respect each other here. We all need to understand that we want to create something that is a sustainable success. And in order to do that, you need good culture. So if you prefer goals in 5 games rather than good years, 5 years of good culture, then yes, let's not take that decision now.
Has it been more difficult? Has it been more difficult than you expected to build culture at this club in your first try at it, honestly?
I would say that because of the injuries and the key injuries we have had, yes, a little bit more than I expected earlier in the season. Because it's not easy to lose a tremendous culture guy like Brad Gutman. It's not easy to lose him. It's not easy to lose a tremendous culture guy from a different environment like Ozzy Alonso. It's not easy. A guy that can be tremendous in the future as leader like Miles Robinson is not easy. Big parts of the season, the 3 fullbacks, Andrew Gutman, leader, Brooks Lennon, Ronald Hernandez, big parts of the season, none of them. So many of the leaders, right, of the team were out for multiple months, some of them rest of the season. So obviously that doesn't help to bring a strong locker room and culture. That doesn't help. But I think so far it's been okay based on those situations.
Gonzalo, Joseph may very well come back to training next week, but you've talked about before, it's not just about what you do on the field, it's about kind of all the things that you're observing as a coach that the players have to do. What do you need to see from Joseph when he does come back to kind of get himself back into your team?
Well, what he has shown in the past, because it's not like everything is bad about Joseph. Again, I don't want that narrative of Joseph is a problem. No, like Joseph has shown that he trains well, he can be a good teammate, he's very good in the locker room when he's the leader that we need. He's scoring goals, certainly. So I need him, all the package of Joseph Martinez. I need him to be back to Joseph Martinez, the guy that we all like here. We all like him when he trains hard, when he does the right things on and off the field, when he's a good leader. Things that has done in the past. It's nothing new for him. I expect that Joseph Martinez on Monday, and he's going to be more than welcome in this environment.
Does it make it more of a challenge just kind of knowing the fact that he's kind of one of maybe the face of this franchise? The brand has been largely built around Joseph Martinez. The fans obviously adore him. Does that make it more difficult for you to deal with this situation?
Might be, but again, it comes back to the answer I just gave. Like when you have clear your objectives and the message you want to send to everyone in the club, I think you have no questions about it. But yeah, I can agree that it's not easy to take this type of decisions, but it makes it easy when you, as a club, not just me, but as a club, we all want the same thing, which is building good culture in the team.
What if he
Besides the
doesn't show
vocal
up?
Altercation.
Sorry. Yeah.
Besides the vocal altercation, did you feel like maybe at training he wasn't taking it as seriously when he wasn't starting, or was lacking in areas?
Well, I won't share those details. I'm sorry. For me, codes are very important, especially being a part of football family, if you can say that. It looks horrible when a football person shares detail of the locker room or the training environment. It looks bad. So I prefer to keep truthful to my codes. So I want to speak that. What I can say is Joseph Martinez is trying at times to train very good. So yes, he can do it. He's capable of training hard for sure. That's why he's been so successful in this league and in football in general. So he's capable of training fantastic. He's more than capable to scoring goals for Atlanta United. We know that. So that's what we expect from him.
What if he doesn't show up on Monday? What's the next step?
I don't know. we will see. I mean, I don't think that may happen, but if happened, we will address it with the other leaders in the club, and we will take action if it is needed. But we'll cross that bridge when it comes.
We'll take a couple in
Gonzalo.
Spanish. Go ahead.
Yeah.
¿Cómo va a estar?
Bien, Diego.
Bueno, primero felicitarte porque no es fácil pararse ahí adelante a hablar de este tema. Y segundo, darte la oportunidad de contar o de explicar qué fue lo que pasó para tomar una decisión tan drástica sobre un referente, un capitán y un hombre que tiene gol y que lo necesitas.
If you can explain the situation with Joseph, team captain, goal scorer, what went into the decision?
Sí, bueno, gracias, Diego. No puedo dar detalles. Por lo que mencionaba antes, los códigos en el fútbol son muy importantes. Se ve muy mal cuando alguien del fútbol manda mensajes a la prensa o dice lo que pasa en el vestidor. Se ve muy mal. Habla muy mal del jugador o del entrenador que filtra información de lo que pasa. Entonces, lo único que te puedo decir es que ha habido una serie de eventos desde que estoy acá que he tratado de manejar de cierta manera, y que en este momento sentimos que, dado la última acción que pasó, era momento de que tuviera una consecuencia importante para mandar un mensaje al grupo de que acá nadie es más importante que el club.
Sin entrar en detalles, ¿hubo una discusión con Joseph en el mundo?
No fue la razón del incidente, la discusión. Cuando yo estaba explicando que lo que pasó no era correcto, hubo una discusión, sí, que no pasó a mayores, ni mucho menos, pero no fue ese el motivo. La discusión no fue el motivo de la suspensión, digamos. No fue ese el motivo.
Sin entrar en detalles en lo que pasó, vos tenés mucho vestuario, mucho fútbol, de esas cosas hay un montón, algunos se sorprenden, pero es casi que hasta cotidiano. Convivir con la frustración de la derrota no es nada fácil.
Sí, no, tremendo. Estoy totalmente de acuerdo contigo. Vivir con la frustración, vivir con el problema de no ganar, de saber las aspiraciones que tenemos como club y lo que queremos acá, por supuesto que no es fácil lidiar con ello. Por eso es que yo decía un poco que cuando se va ganando, cuando estás ahí en la contienda por Supporters Shield, es muy fácil ser buen compañero, buen entrenador, buen líder, buen todo. Es muy fácil. Cuando las cosas no va bien es cuando hay que mostrar más altura, digamos, como líder, como compañero, como entrenador, y estos son los momentos.
¿Se tomó una decisión más que nada para dar el ejemplo al resto?
Pudiera decirse así, no solo al resto de jugadores, es a todos en el club. No importa lo importante y lo bien que hagas tu trabajo, ¿no? Acá lo más importante son los valores. y vivir los valores, porque decir los valores y poner acá en todas las paredes los valores del club es muy fácil, es muy sencillo. Vivir los valores y entenderlos y aplicarlos en tu día a día, eso es lo que no es tan fácil. Y no es que todos seamos perfectos acá, yo cometo errores, todos cometemos errores y todos somos humanos y los entiendo a todos como seres humanos, pero hay cosas que no se pueden pasar y eso es exactamente lo que pasó acá. Entonces es mostrar un poco que acá nadie es más que el club y que no importa que también hagas tu trabajo, hay cosas acá que no son negociables, ¿no?
¿Es capaz la decisión más importante que te ha tocado, digo, por lo que mencionábamos antes, el goleador, el capitán, el referente?
No creo. Creo que es una decisión como cualquier otra que he tomado. Tomar decisión de quién juega, quién no juega, nos toma un montón de horas también. Y platicamos todo, vemos videos, vemos entrenamientos, veo partidos pasados, reflexionamos en el último partido que jugamos contra el rival y ver quién jugó. Y hay un montón de decisiones acá que toman mucho tiempo y mucha cabeza y esta es una más de ellas.
El tema de Robinson, ¿en qué quedó, en qué está? ¿Cómo lo tomaste vos?
En que tiene todo mi apoyo, todo el apoyo para Miles, mío y del club. No puedo hablar mucho porque hay cosas que están sucediendo y que no puedo dar muchos detalles, pero lo único que puedo decir es que ya platiqué con Miles, tiene todo mi apoyo y tiene todo el apoyo del club.
La última, hablemos de fútbol.
Sí, por favor.
¿De Toronto qué? Que hay que saber, que hay que cuidarse. Esta sí es la última, hay que ganar o
sí.
pedirse, como quien dice.
Primero que nada tienen un gran entrenador, un entrenador con mucha experiencia. Lo he enfrentado muchas veces con Seattle allá cuando estaba en LAFC, que armó un equipazo en 2019. Juegan 4-3-3 normalmente, sobre todo ahora con la llegada de Bernardeschi, de Insigne. Creo que han encontrado esos dos extremos, Nelson que puede intercambiar con Insigne, pero obviamente son jugadores que hay que tener ciertos balances para no quedar expuestos contra esos jugadores, pero más allá de eso estamos en casa y vamos a jugar a lo que queremos, que es a lo Atlanta United, que es a tratar de dominar los partidos, a tratar de crear más y mejores ocasiones que el rival, y en ese sentido estamos pensando más en atacar que en defender, pero teniendo obviamente ciertos balances, movimientos de balance para no quedar expuestos después contra esos grandes jugadores.
Y la última está así, si no se gana mañana.
Bueno, ya veremos. Para mí sí es un partido determinante, es un partido por supuesto de vida o muerte, pero ya veremos. Hasta eso, dentro de todo, hemos sido muy afortunados con nuestros resultados y nos han tenido todavía con vida, entonces hay que aferrarnos a eso y arañar en los últimos partidos todo y bueno, no digo morirnos en la raya porque significa una actitud derrotista, pero vivir en la raya todo el tiempo y tratar de ganar el próximo partido.
Thanks,
Okay.
everyone.
Yeah. Thank you very much.